3 things that will pretty much always show up on your nursing exams. Do you know what they are? If not, you are probably missing points on your exams. So let's walk through them so you can pass. The first thing you absolutely must study is the pathophysiology of the disorder. And here's a big mistake you might be making with this. The thing is, the pathophysiology is the foundation for what you will be learning. It tells you what's going on with the disorder in the body. And you need to know this before you can move on to learning everything else you need to know. And that's where most nursing students get stuck. Everything you need to know about the disorder stems from that underlying cause, what is happening inside the body. It stems from the pathophysiology. But if you don't understand the patho behind it, you're going to have a really hard time understanding everything else about the disorder, and then you will really struggle to answer the questions about it on your nursing school exam. Now listen, studying the patho can be really easy, so here's how to do it. My recommendation and how I learned it when I was in nursing school, this is exactly what I did, is to break down the pathophysiology into step-by-step process. So what happens first? Second, third, etc. So that way you can learn it and remember it easier. There's something about steps that helps break down these tough concepts. So I always recommend learning the pathophysiology step by step. Now, sometimes it's not exactly a linear process, right? But that's okay. The steps will still help you remember how it all comes together. But spoiler alert, your nursing exams, they're not even going to test you on the patho. Kind of weird that I'm saying this, right? And you're probably wondering why I even included it here in the first place, right? Well, there's a really good reason, and you cannot miss this one. Your nursing exams won't test you directly on the patho, but they will test you on the things related to it, like the signs and symptoms of the disorder, the nursing assessment for it, and of course, the nursing interventions for the disorder, right? So here's the beautiful part about learning the patho first. Instead of just memorizing a list of signs and symptoms or nursing assessments that you have to do or interventions you have to do, you will connect them all back to the underlying pathophysiology and actually be able to critically think about it. Fantastic, right? So you would think, okay, why might these signs and symptoms be happening? What is happening inside the body, the patho, that is causing the symptoms to happen? Or why would you be assessing the patient for a specific thing or doing specific nursing interventions for that? Your nursing exam will not test you on how well you memorize a list of those things. Absolutely not. They're going to test you on how well you critically think about them, right? So by learning the pathophysiology and what the body is doing with the disorder, it will help you work through and understand why you are looking for those signs and symptoms or doing specific assessments or interventions. This is critical thinking, my friend, and this is what's going to help you pass your exams. Now, that's all great and all, right? But what if you know all of that, but you still get to your exam and you never know how to answer the exam questions, right? Well, what then? I'm so glad you asked. The second thing you need to do before your exams is to brush up on pharmacology. And here's the most game-changing pharmacology tip you will ever hear, okay? Study the mechanism of action for the pharmacological or the therapeutic class first. When you focus on the mechanism of action of the med class, not the individual medication, you will save so much time studying because all of the medications in that class will have the same or similar mechanisms of action. It's like cutting your work in literally half. Instead of learning multiple medications that all belong to the same class individually, you can just learn about that med class, and then you'll already know most of what you need to know for those individual meds. Now, most nursing students don't realize this, but the thing about the mechanism of action is that it's the foundation for everything else that you need to know about the medication. Things like the side effects, the nursing assessment, right? Nursing considerations. And this is huge for critical thinking too, because here's how it works. Since the mechanism of action of that medication class tells you how it acts in the body, it will also give you a clue as to what the side effects might be, as well as the things that you might need to assess for, right? So if you learn how the medication works inside the body, you will be really ready to critically think about those side effects and for what to assess for and some of the nursing considerations with that med. Now, this is exactly what we teach inside our medication database inside the NursingSOS membership community. And it's a huge deal, my friend. We walk you through the must-know critical thinking points for the meds so you can know them better for your exams and show up to your exam confident. And if you're not a NursingSOS member yet, you will definitely want to join. It will change the game for you in nursing school. So there's a link down below in the description for you to check out all of the details. And I hope to see you inside very soon. And don't forget to study dose calc, of course, before your next exam. A huge problem is that nursing schools teach dose calc a lot of different ways, and so many of them are just really confusing and not helpful. So that's why I created a step-by-step process for you to follow so that you can get dose calc questions right every single time. So I actually have a free cheat sheet for you to walk you through how to do that. So I'm gonna put the link to that in the description below as well. So here's where most nursing students get stuck with this. They try to memorize all the different formulas, and then they show up to their exam not knowing what formula to use when, or even worse, the formula won't even work in the first place on that particular test question. It happens all of the time. So that's why I always recommend that you use dimensional analysis. Always. It is your foolproof method for getting dose calc questions right every time. So if you want to ace your exams and get dose calc questions right, click on this video to learn how to do just that, okay? So you could be a dose calc rock star, my friend, and go become the nurse that God created only you to be. And I'll see you over there in that video.